Hey YouTube land, Taekwondo sir, doing another action figure review. Now today we're having a quick look at a Hammond Collection Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Hammond Collection figure. This is technically going back all the way to 1993 with Jurassic Park, as this is the Dr. Ellie Sattler figure. We'll have a quick look at her box. So it comes in the standard Hammond Collection packaging that all the figures come in, which is this kind of, it's supposed to look like the crates the dinosaurs are transported in, is the way it looks. It has John Hammond in an amber eggshell here in the corner, Hammond Collection, as it's named after John Hammond, the founder, one of the founders of Jurassic Park. You have an image of, it's a digital rendering of what the figure is supposed to look like. Again, I think the picture on the back is a digital render of the figure as opposed to an actual photo of the prototype. You have an image of Ellie from the movie, and then it has a small bio basically saying, Dr. Ellie Sattler, after encountering a sick triceratops on the Jurassic Park tour, Dr. Ellie Sattler takes a tenacious approach and digs deep to determine what is ailing the distressed dinosaur. So you have a 3+ on this, Hammond Collection again, legalese stuff on the bottom. For those who don't want to open their boxes, some of these tend to come with a hanger that you can lift up and have hanging if you don't want to actually open it. There is people that like to keep things mint in box. I am not one of those. But for the most part, this is designed to be a 3 3/4 inch figure. So if I bring in the old tape measure, she does stand just around the 3 3/4 inches mark. She's a little shy of 4 inches. And what we'll do before I get into articulation, I'm going to bring in her Hammond Collection counterparts that I've gotten so far, in the guise of the trio, the trifecta of Jurassic Park: Grant, Sattler, and Ian Malcolm. There is other figures available. There is a Hammond on the way. There is Ray Arnold. There's a Muldoon. There's Dennis Nedry, I believe. And I think that's it so far. They haven't announced if they're doing the kids, Lex and Tim, and I don't know if they're going to do the lawyer guy, which I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he didn't get a figure in the Legacy line, so I'm not sure if he will get a figure in the Hammond Collection. Everyone else so far has gotten at least a figure in the Legacy line for Jurassic Park under some guise or another. So like her counterpart, she does come with accessories, but we'll go into that after I do the articulation. So she does have a head on a ball joint. The plastic that these are made of are kind of rubbery, so it does feel a bit weird. The head is more solid and the neck joint is kind of rubbery, so it does feel like you're straining it a bit, but it doesn't have that issue. There is a waist swivel, which is also a ball joint. There is rotation, the arm goes all the way around, rotation out, single joint elbow with a good 90-degree bend, and then you got rotation in the wrist, and you got hinges in those wrists if I can get them to move. I actually have not used the hinges on my one, so they're a bit tight, but you do get hinges on the wrists. They are in and out hinges. There's no vertical, or sorry, horizontal. They're vertical, not horizontal. You have kick forward. You have double jointed knees, which is really good. There is a hidden, is it hidden on this one? Actually, no, they don't have it on these. I thought there was a bicep, or no, a thigh swivel, but there isn't. There is an ankle joint. It is hidden by her boot though, which is nicely done. There's pegs on the bottom of the feet. She has rotation in the ankle and hinges. So she is quite articulated. In fact, what I'm going to do is, because I have it handy, we have the JP Jeep, and we can get her to sit in the JP Jeep quite nicely. Fortunately, there isn't a park employee driver that you can recreate the scene where herself and Alan are sitting in the Jeep, and you have the park employee. The The best thing you could probably do is use one of those mercenary guys that came from Jurassic World, but you get the idea. You can kind of recreate that scene. So you have that, and then for her accessories, I'm going to move this out of the way. Her accessories are actually quite funny. So in order to use her accessories, you have to pull her arm out of the socket on both arms, because you have alternate hand arms for her. So if I just pull them out, these seem to be a lot easier to do than the original Ian Malcolm I got, because the original arm on my the original Ian Malcolm arm broke on me. So her alternate hands, or arms if you wish, are these lovely brown stained poop colored arms from a certain scene in the movie, which people will recognize. What's interesting to note as well is the way they sculpted the arm. You can see there's a cut off point just below the elbow, which just represent the fairly long surgical gloves, or latex gloves, or whatever way you want to describe them, that she wears in the movie when she's deep with her arms up to her elbows in dino doo-doo, is the best way to describe it. So it is a funny accessory that they went with this. So here, basically, she has poop arms. So this whole brown is supposed to represent dino excrement. So it is a bit of a weird choice, considering the previous version of her, which I unfortunately don't have handy. It had kind of more traditional Ellie stuff, in the sense that they came with the flashlight that she's supposed to use when she's running away from the velociraptors, and I think it come with another accessory. I think it was just a flashlight she had. Like, the characters in Jurassic Park didn't really run around with guns or anything along those lines, so picking and choosing which accessories they came with is a bit interesting. Because, like, for Grant, his accessory is his I did do a review for him, but his accessory is an alternate head with the sun hat, and he has the raptor claw, which is part of his hand, as an alternate hand. So, like, Ellie didn't really have anything that specific to her, except she does come with one other accessory, which is this big leaf, which is one of the things that she comments on at the very early stage of the, it's not even when they're on the park ride, they're on the journey into the park. She pulls a leaf off as they're passing by with the Jeep, she pulls a leaf off a plant, and she starts talking about, because she's a botanist, if I remember correctly, a paleobotanist, she starts talking about how the plant only existed in the Jurassic or the Triassic period, and it shouldn't be growing there. So it is like one other kind of keynote thing that she did, other than running away from the raptors. And the only person that really came with any weaponry would have been Muldoon, and at one point Grant was holding the shotgun, so you could mix and match. Muldoon, if I believe the Hammond collection one does come with the gun, the Amber collection version didn't come with it for some reason. He came with the cattle prod, but he didn't come with the gun. Similar with Malcolm, his only real accessory was a flare, because that's the one kind of key scene that he had where, he did come to an alternate lab coaty, or not lab coat, but a leather jacket look as well. So Ellie was the only one that didn't really have an alternate look in the movie, except for the yellow jacket, the yellow Jurassic Park jacket that she wears. And to do that on the figure would require a lot of swapping out parts. There is a legacy version of her with that yellow jacket, which is a similar one to the one that Nedry wears later on in the movie. There is a version of her which is part of the legacy collection, so it doesn't have the same articulation as this. It has this sort of earlier articulation, so there's no knee joints and no wrist swivels or articulation. Here is her kind of modern movie counterpart of Claire Derry, so you can see how she stacks up. Unfortunately, I don't have my older version of Ellie, which came in an exclusive set, and I should have, here he is. This is, again, he's part of the kind of standard figure line, but he's done in the legacy style articulation. Here is older version Malcolm, so you can see them standing side by side. For a alternate comparison, we have a 25th anniversary figure from G.I. Joe. I'll bring in John Wick. Okay, it's not John Wick, but it is a nice representation of a John Wick style character. I think he's called Riot or something along those lines, a Ghost or something along those lines, from the Eagles Eagle Force Returns line. And for one other figure, I'm going to bring him in because I got him recently and I have to do a review for him. But we'll bring in Michael Keaton Batman from the Flash movie, which I haven't done a review of the figure yet because it just came in the post today, and I will get around to it eventually. So there you go, guys. There's a quick video review of the Hammond collection Dr. Ellie Sattler figure. It is a pretty nice figure if you're a fan of the original trifecta of characters from Jurassic Park. It is a nice set. It is a shame that they cancelled the Amber collection in lieu of the Hammond collection, even though the Hammond collection is quite nice and is quite articulated. It would be nice if I had one of the dinosaurs nearby to show scaling, because after all, it is a dinosaur themed line. We'll just have to make do with the baby Stegosaurus from the Lost World Legacy collection stuff. I do hope that if going forward they add in stuff from the other movies, that we get Lost World characters in Hammond collection. And I know it's not the most popular one, and they have done some of the dinosaurs from it, but the Jurassic Park 3, there is a Jurassic Park 3 Alan Grant, which unfortunately is an exclusive set to Amazon and is sold out currently. Hopefully they are going to be getting more of them back in, but I wouldn't recommend going on the secondary market for those, because people want $150 plus for the Jurassic Park 3 Hammond collection Grant with Raptor set, when it was only $39. It was like $39 on Amazon when it was available, and the markup on it is insane. There was one seller who, I won't name names, but if you go looking for it on eBay, you'll find it, who's looking for $5,000 for the Grant set. So yeah, that's a bit of me ranting. I'll just wrap it up here, but you can see the scaling of some of the dinosaurs from the actual Jurassic World line and Jurassic Park line, so they do scale quite nicely to them. I can't remember what that one is, but I know the other one's the baby Stegosaurus from the Lost World set, which came with Sarah Harding. So, and there is a junior T-Rex or juvenile T-Rex from Lost World in the Hammond collection coming out, so hopefully it means we're going to be getting characters based on the humans in that movie as well, like Vince Vaughn's character, which I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and I would like to get a Hammond collection version of, I can't even remember the characters' names again, Pete Postlewaite's character as well, which I did a review for his set, and I'm just waffling now. So wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Cheers, guys.